just like that, everything changed. Within a week, I already like lost so much weight and it came naturally. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing really well. I just wanted to come on here and talk to you about what made me truly snap and actually decide that I was going to lose weight. I remember specifically the moment that I was like, all right, no screwing around, Rita, this is it. This is when you're going to actually lose weight. Because before, I had been steadily losing weight and it was a very slow process. And by slow process, I don't mean a year. I mean like a couple of years where I'd be going to the gym consistently, but I didn't just hit turbo speed. And I know I talk a lot about taking your time, don't put any pressure on yourself, but you need to find that sweet spot between going super saiyan, going super hard, putting pressure on yourself, literally depleting yourself of absolutely every single thing, and going really slow, you know, having every single meal that you are craving or you are wanting. Now, this is the sweet spot between not treating yourself but eating everything in moderation and being in a caloric deficit. When you first start out with losing weight, like you are in day one, you've never done this before, yes, there is some sort of cut that you do need to be making in comparison to the rest of your journey. Let me backtrack. I wholeheartedly believe that you need to go on a journey, a mental journey of slowly eating less and less and less. And that's what I did for 3 years, right? I was depleting myself slowly because I couldn't just cut off cold turkey, right? That's not what I'm saying. I'm completely against that. What I'm saying is after you've been through that journey of sort of figuring out what foods that you need to eat, how many calories you need to have, how much you need to be exercising, you come to a certain point where, yes, you go into a plateau. And it's not that type of plateau where you've been going into a very heavy caloric deficit and nothing is working. No, I've already addressed that in my other video. If you want to check it out, it'll be in the card up above. But what I'm talking about is going through that journey and you haven't really been in a caloric deficit, but you know what you can eat and what you can't eat. At least that's what I went through, and I know and I recognize that every single person's journey is a bit different, but if you can kind of take stuff here and there, I hope this can still somehow help you. I remember this day so perfectly, and it truly was something in a movie. One day, it just hit me as if it wasn't my own thought. Like something just hit me, knocked me out cold. Not really, I didn't collapse in my office, but I was in my office and I was about to get lunch and it was a little bit earlier than I was meant to have lunch, and I was like, this is it. If I have lunch earlier, meaning symbolically, if I keep on eating in moderation, or if I keep treating myself or not being strict or put in discipline, this isn't gonna happen for me. I'm not gonna hit my own specific goals. And again, I reiterate because it's very important, I don't mean go super saiyan, but there is this strict, specific spot that you must be in. You have to cut your calories down to a caloric deficit. And I'm not saying you're limiting yourself or you're starving yourself. Again, I always say this, but it is very important. But you know, employing that motivation to discipline yourself to go to the point of not starving yourself, but being at the lowest caloric deficit that you can be in a healthy way. And that is the $1,000,000 question. What is that, right? Through my 3-year journey, I kind of started to understand what that was. So again, it's being in a caloric deficit, and I highly suggest going on your BMI on a website, and it can be any website, but I'll link one down below just to help you guys out, to see what would be the starting point of how many calories you should be eating per day. I get a lot of questions about this. Rita, how many calories do you consume? Well, it doesn't really matter how many calories I consume because I have a different height, I have a different weight, I have a different metabolism, and frankly, I have different genetics to you. So it's a combination of knowing your BMI, knowing how many calories you need to be eating in order to be in a caloric deficit, and also pair that off with being in that journey to understand your own genetics. I'm not saying go on like 1, 2, 3 me or whatever it's called, like to see your ancestry, but for me, like it's just like a skincare routine. You have all these rules, all these estheticians, all of these YouTubers, skincare gurus. I bow down to you because not long ago I was so freaking confused about skincare. Anyways, they're like, you must, you know, wash your face with micellar water, then tone, then eye cream, whatever it is. And there's different options and ways of going about it, right? So you might have this set, you know, skincare routine that one YouTuber told you to do. You try it out for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, for 5 months. And you're like, what the hell? This isn't working. Oh my God, this person's a fraud, this person's a scam artist. No, every single person has a different skin complexion to you. And every single YouTuber says this, whether it's from skincare to nutrition to anything. So yeah, it really is up to you to go to that journey, and I really think that a weight loss journey is very important. Like if you're trying things and it's not working, you're like, why not? This is perfect, going on your own weight loss journey. I was sitting in my office and I was about to heat my food up, and I'm like, I'm not going to lose weight because I feel like I've been heating my food up at this time for a year and nothing has worked, nothing has been happening. I need to take it down a notch in terms of calories, in terms of exercise. If I don't do this, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work for me. And there's a difference between knowing it in theory, knowing it in writing, and actually practically understanding it like deeply, fully, like within yourself. I can't tell you that like, oh, you need to force yourself to, you know, have that thing within you. For me, it just hit me. It was like a fire that just ignited within me, and I did not look back afterwards. I was just like, no, I've had enough, basically. I do not think that you should be waiting for a specific magical moment for it to hit you all of a sudden. No, you just need to understand. If you don't put in the work, logically, it's not going to happen. If you don't eat less, you can try all of the shakes, all of the green teas, all of the even gym workouts in the entire world. It's gonna do little unless you actually start eating better, number one, like healthier, and number two, less portions, caloric deficit. That's it. It's really, really that simple, and it just hit me in the head. Like, I knew this all my life, right? But it was at that moment, I just had a flashback of my weight loss journey, and I remembered everything that did work and didn't work, and I was like, no, something is wrong. It's not working enough. It's not working in the way that I want it to work. For me to actually see changes, I need to change my approach and my way of thinking. Oh my god, but like, it's a Sunday, it's my cheat day, like, I'm gonna have that chocolate, right? And it's not gonna matter. Well, at the end of the day, it does. Like, everything that you put in your mouth, it needs to be intentional. And that's not saying, oh my god, don't eat anything, don't treat yourself. I had a glass of wine and like a box of chocolates last night. Was that intentional? Who knows? But what I'm saying to you and to me also at the same breath is that it needs to be intentional. Like, I'm not going to step on the scales and be shocked that, wow, like I gained 500 grams or like whatever it is. I just thought that I needed to share that because it would help someone someday, I hope. Because I never heard of anything like that except for in the movies, and it happened to me. So I just decided, all in an instant, it just hit me, I've had enough. Just like that, everything changed. Within a week, I already like lost so much weight, and it came naturally. It wasn't like I'm starving myself, oh my god, this is the worst, oh my god, save me. No, it came natural to me because the information wasn't just theoretically in my head, it was in me. It was like, I just fully understood it. So I hope that that really helps. I feel like if I watched something like this before, it would have dramatically changed, and I would have probably done this way earlier. But everything happens for a reason, right? I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a video again. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!